Wow, we beat the Blue Jays! Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Still Video Custody Recap of last night's game of the Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies defeat the Blue Jays by a final score of 5-1 as a nice little comeback victory in this ball game. Great at bat by JT drawing the bases loaded walking and Rhys Hoskins with the bases clearing double. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. What a great victory out of the Phillies last night to win the first of 3 games down in Dunedin, Florida against the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, before we get into the baseball part of this video, I want to talk a little about the hat. Today is Armed Forces Day, and last night the Phillies wore a hat similar to this. This is the 2019 version. They wore the 2021 version, which is pretty similar. The Philly P is actually white on the hat. It's actually a little bit more camouflage, but yeah, I mean it's a really nice hat, and I just love doing that kind of stuff, right? And I'm so happy I got this. I got this hat around the same time I got the Mother's Day hat. And I don't know if they're going to be wearing it all weekend, but the Phillies wear the same hat, then I'm going to be wearing the same hat. So if they wear it tonight, I'll be wearing it tonight. If they don't, I will not. So today is Armed Forces Day, and it's Armed Forces Weekend, I guess you could say. And God bless America, right? I'm really proud to be an American. God bless America. So it's always nice to honor that. And we got Memorial Day coming up soon, so happy Armed Forces Day. So let's jump right into the scoring summary in the bottom 6 innings. A lot of offense, no question. So Vince Velasquez is pitching a very good game up to this point. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. homers on a fly ball the other way to right field, his 9th of the season. It's now 1-0 Toronto. So Vince Velasquez has been very good his past couple starts. He's been great. And actually, he's not going deep. I understand that, but he's been very solid. He's a decent number 5 right now. He's pitching like a decent number 5, even a number 4, arguably. Like I said, I know he can't go deep, but he's doing a good job. And yeah, he made one mistake here, but he still pitched a great game. He really did. He pitched a great game, and I'm so proud of Vinny. I love Vinny. I tell you what, I mean, when he first started that first game, I believe I was out in Colorado, I'm like, oh, man, Vince Velasquez, are you kidding me? I tell you what, he's been very good. I don't know. You can't argue. He's been very good. I have to admit it. He's been very decent. So I'm happy for Vince. I really am. I mean, if he succeeds, then the Phillies succeed, right? I mean, you all know I'm not the biggest Vinny V fan. I don't think you are either. But I'm gonna root for him. Right? He's done the job. He's stupid not to, right? I mean, let's go. I mean, another decent outing by Vince Velasquez. Only made that one mistake. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was having a very good year over in Toronto. So then we pick it up top of the 7th inning. JT batting with the bases loaded in an 0-2 count. And he fights all the way back to draw a bases loaded walk. What a great at-bat by JT Realmuto last night. A fantastic job. I mean, working, the BCIB working his way back, and he was activated off of that virus list that I got to start at DH last night. So he's not back behind the plate. I completely understand. I told you that that was just a temporary thing. I had nothing to do with the virus. And Andrew Knapp comes around to score as the Phillies tie it at 1. I mean, 4 straight walks there by the Blue Jays pitching in the 3-batter rule. Definitely helped the Phillies last night. I do like the 3-batter rule because honestly, there's too many pitching changes. That's one rule I really like they added. I believe that went into effect in 2020. It speeds up the game. So I think that's really good for the game. Then in the same inning, Rhys Hoskins, he doubles on a sharp line drive to left center field into the gap. A bases clearing double that scores Segura, Harper, and Realmuto. As the Phillies now take the lead, now a 4-1 ball game. Great job by Rhys Hoskins. He needed this so bad. We all know he's been kind of, struggling a little bit at the plate right now, and this hopefully really will get his confidence up. His 10th double of the season, a 4-1 Phillies lead. You saw he was pumped at second base. He was so excited. Good for Rhys, right? I mean, really just good for Rhys. I'm so happy for him for getting, that ball was hit hard. It really was. That ball was hit hard. And getting the Phillies a 4-1 lead. And at that point of ball, I felt pretty confident. I did. I felt pretty confident. Alec Bohm, a guy who has been sluggish. He's been really just, he's not been doing anything at the plate. As he doubles on a fly ball to right field. The other way, that ball was a towering fly ball. And Teoscar Hernandez, he seemed to kind of misplay. That was scored a double, as I said, but that was kind of a tough play. Tried to leap at the wall. I thought I had a chance of going out. Rhys Hoskins scores, and the Phillies now extend the lead. Now a 5-1 ball game, and they do one bit of score. 5-1 your final as the Phillies take the first of 3 games down in Dunedin, Florida, against the Toronto Blue Jays. I was getting some spring training vibes watching this game last night. I'm not gonna lie. I was getting some spring training vibes, but I mean, they're not far away from Clearwater at all. They're not. And a team that the Phillies couldn't even beat in spring training, they finally beat. When it really matters, right? Because we all know spring training games don't matter, but when it really matters in a regular season game, the Phillies got the job done and they beat the Jays 5-1. And this bullpen did its job. They did a great job. And Hoskins had another really good start. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Andrew Kutch, another knockout at leadoff spot, now batting .230. He's getting his average up there, like I said. You know, you saw for a while, he's sitting around like 160, 170, now batting .230. He's getting up there. And Gene Segura finally breaks that hitless streak, gets a knock last night. We all know he's been struggling a little bit. Had a horrible series in Washington. But Bryce Harper singling the other way. He also doubled, just missed a homer to right field. That ball was just destroyed. Also drew 3 walks last night. My God, ladies and gentlemen, he is at 1,000 OPS. This guy's having an MVP type season, now batting .318. This is why we paid him the big bucks. Bryce Harper is having a great season so far. You just love to see he's on track to make the All-Star team. There's no question. 1,000 OPS and 1,000 OPS. I mean, that's just awesome. I understand he only has 11 RBIs, but no one's getting on base for him. No one's getting on base for him. This guy's having a OBP around 400. I mean, this guy is just having a great season. And already 27 walks in the year. That's fantastic. He's getting on base. He's slow. I just love to see it. I just love to see it. This guy's having, these are Hall of Fame numbers right here, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000 OPS, around a 400 on base percentage. These are Hall of Fame numbers. So unbelievable. JT Minto did go hitless last night, but I tell you what, that one at bat, yeah, it was a big one. The bases little walk. I mean, that in itself, I mean, let's say we would have struck out there. I mean, we would have probably lost the game. I mean, unbelievable. If he would have struck out right there, we probably would have lost the game. We probably would have lost the game. Rhys Hoskins with the big 3-hit night last night. Your Phillies had still player of the game, 3 RBIs. The bases clearing double and scoring that run on the Alec Bohm RBI double. So Rhys had a big fella again. His average up to around 250, now batting .247. Alec Bohm just a 1 hit, but it was the RBI double to right field. But still, I understand he got the RBI double, but I still got to mention it. He just looks terrible. And I was talking to Dylan, Phillies updates, and he said to me, and I agree with him. And I don't know if you're watching this video, Dylan, but I like what you said. I mean, like, maybe you should just consider and send him down to minors for like a week. I mean, it's just like, down to, Lehigh Valley. I mean, that's how bad he's been playing. He's pressing. He's been pressing all season. He looks lost. He looks like a totally different player from last year. Last year, if you all remember, he wasn't striking out. He wasn't trying to do too much. When there were runners in scoring position, he was getting the job. Of course, you're not going to do it every time, but he was driving way more runners, in last year. Getting a lot more RBIs. He looked more comfortable last year. He's putting the ball in play more. Now he's striking out. His strikeout rate is through the roof. I mean, he's striking out so much. He's getting himself in a lot of 0-2 counts. He looks like he's swinging for the fences too much. Last year, he's kind of seemed to have more of a simple swing. This year, he seems to be just like over-swinging way too much. Shot Croc talked about that a little bit last night. Struggled with these struggles, and other than the RBI double last night, these struggles for Alec Bohm continue. I'm just waiting for this guy to get going, and I hate to see this because this would be a great Jazz story if the Phillies were able to properly develop Alec Bohm. But we all know the Phillies struggles to develop great players. They just don't have a lot of success with that. So he's now batting .215. .215. I hate to see it. I hate to see this. And I think we all do. I mean, if you're a Phillies fan, you hate to see Alec Bohm struggle like this. And I'm just waiting for him to get it going. I just don't know when he's going to... come on. And like Dylan said, maybe you send him down to Lehigh Valley for a week just to try to get a swing back. So he's getting ABs. And another thing I was thinking about is maybe because we all know he didn't play a full season last year. He played around 44 games. He played around 44 games. So it was kind of a short little stint we saw of him. I understand last year was a really short season, so that was not a full season, so we also have to keep that in mind. Players are going to go on hot stretches, but I understand that Alec Bohm is a better player than what he's playing right now. You got to at least admit that. He's a better player than what he's playing like right now. You have to admit that. There's no denying he's a much better player than what he's playing right now. So he needs to clean it up. He needs to start getting up. But Odubel with another hit last night. So I tell you what, he's been, I understand Adam Hazley's now back. He's going to work his way back to the majors. Finally, where did he go? I'm still waiting an explanation as to where he's been. I read a report that it was stress issues, but we'll see about that. But Odubel Herrera, definitely, as of right now, they kind of seem to have solved that problem in center field. But Andrew Knapp got the start behind the plate last night. The JT DHing. And Nick Maton has definitely cooled off. I talked about that a little bit later. I read an article that said that him in center field would be a total disaster. I forgot to mention that before. There was some talk and maybe having him get some time in center. I mean, especially now with the duel picking it up. This is kind of before the Odubel Herrera, hot streak kind of started. There was talk about maybe him playing in center, and I read a report that it just would have been a disaster if they would have pursued that idea. Take a look at Vince Velasquez's start last night. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 was earned. That was a home run to Guerrero Jr. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. We all know that Vinny does like to walk a decent amount of guys. He does like to give up the long ball, but a great start on Vince. I mean, only 3 hits, 7 Ks. Unbelievable out of Vince Velasquez. I mean, well, great job. I understand he didn't go like 8 innings, but you can't expect Vince to go 8 innings. You just can't. Mary at 368. That's great. That is great. I mean, this has earned him a couple of other starts. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, he's been very, very decent. He's been very, very decent. I'm really, really proud of the way he's pitched. I really, really am. He's showing a decent velo. And like I said, he does struggle with his command. He does get himself in some tough situations. We saw a little bit last night, but he's able to work out of it. A fantastic job out of Vince. And I think you got to stick with Vince other than Matt Moore. I like Vince more than Matt Moore. I understand Matt Moore is a lefty. But you know what? Vince is doing a better job than Matt Moore. So you can't argue it. So I think we should continue Vince in the starting rotation. I cannot believe that those words just came out of my mouth. So it's like it's better than Matt Moore. It's better than Matt Moore. So there's no arguing that. But the Phillies bullpen, a fantastic job last night. Might I add, we are getting Archie Bradley back in upcoming homestand against the Miami Marlins. Sam Coonrad, Jose Alvarado, Hector Neris all did their job. And Sam Coonrad, a savior out of this Phillies bullpen so far this year. A 1 ERA, and even Jose Alvarado, I understand he had his struggles, but a 2.84 ERA. I understand he just this command. He still scares me a little bit, but a 2.84 ERA. And how about Hector Neris? A guy that I understand. I don't really like him as a closer. This was not a close situation. I say it was a 4-run lead. It can only be a 3-run lead for a close situation at most. So 2.45 ERA for Hector. The bottom of the inning, he struck out 3. It wasn't in a row, but he did strike out 3. The way he was able to get all the 3 outs were all from strikeouts. So Phillies win the first game of the 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays, a team that they could not beat in spring training, by a final score of 5-1. Another round of applause here. Another round of applause. You just love to see that. And take a look at the divisional scores. The Mets did lose their winning streak as they lost 3-2 to the Rays. How does it feel, Mets? How does that feel? I told you to play a legit baseball team, and look what happens when you did. 3-2 losses. Lindor is still batting .195. So the Braves unfortunately did beat the Brewers by a final score of 6-3. And how about the Nationals? Man, oh man, they scored 17 runs last night against the Arizona Diamondbacks as they win 17-2. Max Scherzer, my favorite pitcher in the game. I tell you, this guy is a beast. This guy's a beast. I cannot stand the Nats. Max Scherzer, I love Max Scherzer. I love his work ethic. This guy works harder than anybody. He's my favorite pitcher in the game. I have to say that. Max Scherzer, he got the start last night against the Diamondbacks, his former team. Used to be an Arizona Diamondback. I just love Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer is awesome. And the Dodgers beat the Marlins by a final score of 9-6. So the Mets lose their winning streak. I'm not really that concerned about the Nats because the Nats, they're still in last place, so they don't really scare me too much. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies Stats of Instagram, check our financial Instagram, card text 267-225-3392. Email me, philliestats@gmail.com. Same time tonight, 7:37. Make sure you all tell John Kruk that. He seemed really confused about the game starting time. Aaron Nola 3-2 with a 3.59 ERA, looking to bounce back after a rough outing against the Atlanta Braves last Sunday. And then we got K on the mound for Toronto, 0-2 with a 10.24 ERA. So let's get the series, the game 2 victory. Let's clutch a series victory. So I guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies! Big dub last night. I'll see you.